Hello friends, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Still on complex number, I'll be looking at this question. Okay, this is actually combination of indices and complex number. So for me to evaluate this, I'm going to write apply loss of indices. I'm going to write for this first expression, which is I exponent 18, I'm going to write it in this form. I raised to the power of 2 times 9, because 2 times 9 is 18. So remember that I raised to the power of 2 is the same thing as minus 1 in complex number. So the goal is just to achieve I raised to the power, so I can replace with minus 1 in order to simplify this expression. So plus 1 over I. Remember that 1 raised to the power of 25 is 1, because 1 times itself into 25 is 1. So I raised to the power of 25 is I raised to the power of 25. Remember, this bracket shows that this 25 is affecting 1 and the I. So all exponent 3. So this is the same thing. I'm going to replace I squared with minus 1. That will give me minus 1 raised to the power of 9 plus 1 over, I'm going to do the same. I'll break I raised to the power of 25 into 2. I may decide to write it like this: I times I raised to the power of 24. Okay, now the goal is just to get I raised to the power of 2, so I can replace with minus 1. So that will help me to simplify the expression. So this is the same thing as minus 1 raised to the power of 9 is the same thing as minus 1 times minus 1 into 9. So that, because this is an odd number, it's going to give me minus 1 plus 1 divided by I times, I may decide to break this down again to I square, then I'll put bracket 24 here, because that's the power of 3. Because 2 times 24 is, sorry, this is not 24, is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. So this is the same thing as minus 1 plus 1 over I times I square is minus 1, like I said, then 12. Okay, remember I said 2 times 12 is 24. So the goal is just to get I square, so I can replace with minus 1. So this is raised to the power of 3. So this is the same thing as minus 1 plus 1 divided by I minus 1 raised to the power of 12. That is supposed to give me plus 1, because 12 is an even number. So raised to the power of 3. So if you multiply minus 1 by itself into 12, that's going to give plus 1. So this is the same as, this is equal to minus 1 plus 1 times I times 1 is going to give me I. So I have I here, all raised to the power of 3. So what to actually simplify this further, I'm going to rationalize with the denominator this I. The goal is just to eliminate I here as the denominator. So I'm going to have minus 1 plus 1 over I. So I'm going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator with I, sorry. So that is this, and I will have minus 1 plus 1 times I, that is going to give me I, divided by I times I is I square, all raised to the power of 3. So this is the same thing as, this is equal to minus 1 plus I. Remember that I square is minus 1, so raised to the power of 3. So this is the same thing as minus 1 plus I divided by, remember that I divided by minus 1 is going to give me minus I, because minus times plus is minus I here, then all raised to the power of 3. So remember that this is this, I can decide to factorize this. The common factor here is actually minus 1. So I'm going to have minus 1 bracket plus 1 plus I because if I clear this bracket again with minus 1, I'm going to obtain this. Because minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. Minus times plus is minus. 1 times I is I. So this and this are actually the same. So, and you know that this is the same thing as minus 1 cube times 1 plus I cube is the same because of this bracket. So, and minus 1 cube will still give me minus 1 because 3 is an odd number. So, minus 1 times minus 1 times minus 1. That is what it means. Minus will cancel out minus. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Okay? So, that is it. So, then bracket 1 plus I raised to the power of 3. So this is the same thing as minus bracket 1 plus I raised to the power of 3. Okay. So I'm going to record this expression in algebra because you know that for me to expand this, there is this expression in algebra, a plus b all cube is equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab bracket a plus b. It's very important. Once you have an expression like this, so you use this to expand it. This is an algebra. Nice. Factorization of a polynomial or algebraic expression. So it is actually polynomial. So now for me to use it to factorize this, or to expand this rather, it's going to be, that means here a is 1, I is b. So it's going to be, I'll put my minus sign, put bracket here. I'll put 1 cube plus I cube plus 3 times 1 times I bracket 1 plus I bracket close, then this. So this is how to actually expand the bracket. Remember there's minus sign here. So this is going to be minus bracket 1 cube is 1 plus I cube is the same thing as, remember, whenever you see I raised to the power of something, try to create I raised to the power of 2 so that you can replace with minus 1. Then plus 3 times 1 times I is going to give me 3I, then brackets 1 plus I bracket close. Okay, I'll still simplify further. This is 1 plus, remember that this is going to be minus 1. So I'm going to have I times minus 1 plus, I'll clear the bracket, I have 3I plus 3I square, because I times I is I square. So I'll close the bracket again. So this is equal to minus bracket I times minus 1 is going to give me minus I. Remember that minus times plus is minus. 1 times I is I plus. Okay, now I'm going to write plus 3I here. Then remember that this is I square. I'm going to replace it with minus 1. Remember, whenever you see I square, you replace with minus 1. So put brackets here. So this is the same thing as minus bracket. So this and this are like terms. Minus I plus 3I. That's going to give me plus 2I. So I'm going to write 1 plus 2I. Then remember that this is minus 1. Minus 1 times, plus times minus is minus. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay. Now I have this. So this is the same thing as 1 and minus 3 are actually like terms. I'll put my bracket here. Minus sign, put bracket. I'm going to have 1 minus 3 is going to be minus minus 2, because you're subtracting the big from the small, then plus 2i. So this is actually the same. If I clear the bracket with this minus sign, which is minus 1, I'm going to have minus times minus is plus. I'll write 2 plus 2. Minus times plus is actually minus 2i. So I have 2 minus 2i. So this is the final answer. So if you know how to solve indices, this is very simple. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, make a comment, and give me a thumb up. Thank you for watching.